Do you want to learn how to easily install a dimmer switch onto your light switches? If so, this video is for you. Hey people, my name is Natalie Lee. I am the owner and designer here at Design Build Style, and today I want to do a little how-to video to show you guys how to save some money and upgrade the lighting vibe of your space. The easiest way to do that is to add dimmers to your lights. Today we're actually going to be working on my personal bathroom, installing this Lutron dimmer that you can just grab at Home Depot. I got this one at Home Depot. The reason I want to do this in the space is because I have sconce lights, 2 per mirror, and I've got double vanities in there. And in the evening, if we're taking a bath or shower, I just want the lights to be a little bit more dim so it's more relaxing to unwind. So at first I had just put less wattage bulbs in there. They had 60 watt, I put them down to 40, but it was too dim. So I just realized, you know what, I need to just go ahead and install a dimmer. And I want to show you guys this because this is a way to save money, and most people should be able to do this. I know not everybody's super handy, but even the installation on this box says 15 minutes. So we'll check it out, see what we can do, and I really think you're gonna wanna add these to your spaces, control the lighting, and make it all the more of a vibe. Okay, so here we are in my master bathroom, and if you see here, these are the problems that we're trying to solve. I have another chandelier in the ceiling, but it's just not the right vibe of lighting that I'm looking for if I want to just have a chill moment or take a bath. So as you can tell, these are pretty dim. I put 40 watt bulbs back into these and it's just too dim, but the 60 is too bright. So what we're gonna do is get this Lutron dimmer installed and hopefully be able to make this whole space exactly what I want it to be. Okay, so here's the dimmer that I chose. It's just a simple toggle dimmer, single pole, which means, this is where I'm gonna be putting it here, it means that the light switch can only be controlled from one location. There's not multiple locations that turn on the same light switch. Super easy. This one's LED compatible, obviously for dimmable bulbs, so you wanna make sure you pair the correct bulbs. What you wanna do first is just open up your instructions and take a look at it and see what's necessary for the installation. This one's very straightforward. All we're gonna need is a screwdriver, pliers, and possibly some electrical tape. And again, just get familiar with the dimmer. It's really not that intimidating. I feel like so many times people feel that they have to be a licensed electrician to do something like this. Install like this, we'd charge you 80 bucks. So it's nice if you can just figure out some of these simple additions to your spaces on your own. And as you see here, there's really just a couple connecting points, 1 grounding wire. Not much going on here, guys. So I'm hopeful that this will give you the confidence to do this yourself. So now that I've taken a look at everything, I know that I just need a flathead screwdriver to get the screws off of my outlet. So you're just gonna want to take these off and then just make sure you obviously keep your screws in an area so you don't lose them. Okay, so now that we have the switch plate cover off, you can just go ahead and make sure that the component you're trying to fit into the space will fit, and typically it will, so most of that is pretty standard. But right now, what we're gonna wanna do is something very important. This is when you stop everything and turn off the power. Go no further. So what I like to do is I'm actually going to leave these sconces on, and my husband is home, so I'm actually gonna text him and tell him to go turn it off and be here to make sure that the power ceases to flow to these fixtures that I'm going to be working on. So we're all good. No more power going here, so we will make sure we are ready to go. It's time to work on wiring. And now that you actually don't have power in the space that you're working on, I still have a window in here, but thankfully I have light provided by my video setup. But you can go ahead and set up, there's plenty of shop lights, sit a flashlight down, have a spouse, a friend, a child stand there and hold a flashlight for you. You wanna make sure you're able to see what you are doing. So the first thing I'm gonna do right now that I have this switch plate cover is I'm gonna take a damp rag and I'm actually gonna go clean off all this dust and grime that just settles under the switch plate cover, because this is really the only time you ever get to do that. And so why not go ahead and clean while you're here? And then after that, I'm just gonna go ahead and work on the switch that we're working on. So go ahead and unscrew the screws that are there. So once you go ahead and pull this out of the wall, I suggest take your cell phone and take a photo of all of the components. So you can sort of memorize where things are, see colors of wires, see what's going on in the inside, or just a quick video just so you have something to reference if you get a little mixed up. And as I mentioned, all these dimmers will come with instructions, and this one even has an instructional video should you want, but it's very straightforward. So really, we're only doing 3 wires worth of work. So now you just gotta disconnect these wires. Okay, so see what happened here? Well, you can't really tell, but let me pick up the camera here. The wire actually broke off inside, if you see this copper piece right here, and the wire piece here. So all we have to do is strip a bit of this, so then there is a exposed wire to go into the new unit. To expose new wire, all you're gonna wanna do is take some scissors and lightly press and crimp around the area, just so you cut through the plastic coating on the wire, but not through the wire itself, and that will give you a new connection point. So once you've crimped through that metal part, you will just be able to pull off the plastic coating and you have a nice new connection point. So lastly, all we have to do is remove this ground wire connection and we will be ready to install the new unit. Okay, so as I was removing the old unit and getting ready for the new unit, as I was taking the wires off, I just left the top one, I pulled it up high, the bottom one, I pulled it low, and then the ground looks different anyway, so you don't really have to worry about that getting mixed up. And then all you're gonna do is come back with your new unit, make sure you install it the correct way. This one is printed with a little up. If you see that imprint there, you're just gonna line it up, secure the new screws, and hope for the best. So to reattach the wires, all we did is we paired the 2 that had attached to the other one. There's one, the way this one's set up is you're going to put one on either side of the unit and just screw them in, hook them and screw them so they are tight and won't come loose. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the grounds. So the unit has a green coated wire and the house is the copper. So we're gonna pair these together, put them in the little wire nut, screw them together and make sure they're tight, and we should be good to go. So I went ahead and straightened this. If you look, trying to get it so you can see, I straightened the tip of this wire back out because it was curved, so now it's straight. Then I can pair it up with this ground wire. Again, make sure the orientation of your stuff all matches up. You're gonna take both ends, press them together, and then you take your wire nut, stick both pieces in there as far as you can go. It's all fine if they're jumbled up, and you're just gonna take it and twist. So my studio lights just went out, but I have everything attached now. All 3 wires are in place. But before you go and shove everything back into the wall, because that's really what you're gonna do, is just take this all, press it into the wall, and then secure it back by the screws, is you're gonna wanna go ahead, turn your power on. Again, when the power's back on, don't go touching any of those wires, but you wanna turn the power back on, flick the switch, and hope your lights come on. Okay, so I've texted my husband to turn the power back on. I have my other light works in the space, so now is the moment of truth. We have one wire attached to each side. We have the ground in place with the screw nut. Don't touch any wires at this point, but it is the moment of truth. Will we have light? Ah, yes! Look, we did it. And off camera, I went ahead and replaced the bulbs with the 60-watt bulbs. So now I have a fully functioning dimmer. If we just see the dimmer here now, they will dim and go up, just as easy as that. So once you've tested the power, you're just gonna take this unit now and you're gonna have to basically shove it back in that hole. So I just gingerly, shove the cords back in there. Again, you wanna make sure none of your connections come loose, but typically if you've screwed them in tight enough, they shouldn't. You're going to line up the screws, get it all put back in place. Okay, and then once you have it all screwed back in, just go ahead and test it once more. Make sure everything is working the way you'd want it to work, that no wires came loose, which they really shouldn't have by now. Take your light switch cover, line it back up, make sure everything fits as it should before you screw it back on. So that's it. Hopefully that was a helpful how-to on how to install a dimmer to your lights. It's very easy, isn't it? It's so much easier than even I thought it would be, but it's something you can tackle and save a bunch of money. We'd charge about 80 bucks or more to come out and do that. So it's great if you can handle some of those projects on your own. And it gives such a different vibe when you're able to dim the lights in your space. And speaking of which, I'm actually going to be doing a video in the future that talks about setting vibes with lighting in your home. So this is actually one of the things that I'm going to talk about, is adding dimmers. So it's definitely something you can do to save some money. Let me know if there's other how-to videos you guys would like to see. Otherwise, we'll just get back on track, making more content that hopefully you will come back and see. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon.